Today we're going to be doing your color analysis with some construction paper and some cardstock. So we don't have every single color that exists, but these are the basic ones. So let's get started. I'm going to pull out one of each color in this pack, and then I'll do the same with the other pack. Do this carefully though, so we don't pull out a bunch of pieces of paper. Blue. Orange. Got an extra yellow by accident. Red. Pink. We need a green. And black. Let's see if I can find a green. And a green. Okay, that should be all of them from this pack. Let's get them out of here. This could be easier or harder, I'm not sure, because they're firmer. These are brighter. So we've got a light blue. And then we have a purple and a brighter red. Now some of these may be very close to each other. Maybe not. I thought the yellows were going to be kind of close. But no. Let's grab our orange. That one's very bright. And then we should have, yes, I have green and white out. Our green and a white piece of paper. I think we should compare the similar ones. So let me just pull them together. This is a little tedious at the beginning, so I am sorry it's taking a minute to begin. There are differences. Just trying to organize a little bit here. Okay, sorry about that. We're going to start with our white piece. Now, kind of blends in with my background here. But we're just going to hold it up to you and then see what colors kind of pop out most in your complexion. So probably red for mine, maybe a little bit of a purple or so. We're also not in bright lighting for me anyway, so we're just going to do the same for you. See what happens. Okay. So I don't like to completely judge off of the white piece of paper here because it does pull out some not so flattering colors on some people sometimes, and then other times it's like a perfect color to wear. Anyone can get away with wearing white, anyone can get away with wearing black, but it still does things to our overall appearance when they blend. So do you wear makeup at all? I don't, so it would probably pull out a lot of the red tones on me consistently. But if you do, to kind of even out your skin tone, then that's kind of even better with the white here. But it's not required, of course. So like I said, white, pretty standard. I don't think I've ever had a client come in and I've ever been shocked by what happens when we hold up white, so that's good. And we'll do the same thing with our black swatch here. So I'm not exactly sure what it does to me personally, but again, these two, a lot of different skin tones, complexions, whatnot, can get away with wearing both white and black colors. They're just the standard. They kind of, majority of the time, they even everything out. So for you, it's a staple. We're gonna just put them together over here as, yeah. Yes, you can definitely wear those. I do have the color wheel here. I don't use it a ton because honestly I forget to hold it up because I'm so busy with the actual swatches. But we have this if we need it. I do want one that's just the plain color wheel as well. I just don't have that yet. So because pink is on its own and doesn't have a double, we could get away with doing this right now. I always like to hold it up to me so you see what happens. I'm not wearing a white shirt completely, but if we cover my shirt that I'm wearing, I just like to do this so you can see what happens against someone, you know. So for you, let me see. I'm thinking this pink might be pulling out splotchiness that you may have in your complexion that isn't necessarily noticeable at all with other colors. And it is just the fact that because it's there, it's highlighting those tones. It's not like you can never wear this color, but you may want to, like, if this is a similar color shirt you have, similar to a color shirt you have, then a cardigan over it of some kind to kind of take away from the distraction that it may start to cause on not only your face but your arms even. I think this purple shirt on me personally probably pulls out my veins quite a bit in my arms. I was looking at myself in the bathroom mirror before this and I'm like, yeah, I think that pulls out a lot of the vein coloring, and again in this lighting it's not gonna be that great for me for you to see, but so that's why it's like I like this color purple, but it probably makes my arms look quite a bit splotchy in places, just due to the fact it's pulling out colors that come through my skin in my veins. So, yeah, I hope that kind of helps explain. I'm not an expert, but I do like to do this as a pastime, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Sometimes I make mistakes, but that's what I notice when I look at it without being an expert. Now we have the purples, which against my face probably kind of blocks out redness for me. Not completely, because that's not what's across. It's not what it's across on the color wheel. It's quite close to that actually, but normally the thing across that color on the color wheel is what will block that out. So the reddy pink tones that pop out in me are probably blocked out with greens. As you can see, it's turning the wrong side here. So as you can see, the line in the center talks about the complementary colors. If we're talking about probably this showing up in my skin tone, greens would cancel out that. And we'll probably see that if I hold up green. But again, we're in weird lighting for me. You're in perfect lighting. So, okay, purple. I'm gonna say this particular purple is kind of pulling out like kind of like sickly green gray in your skin, and I have probably said this before, but we don't want to make you look undead. So this one for you, I don't think this one's got like blue gray tones mixed in where it's more of a dull purple. This one is quite bright, and I don't see that issue at all now that we hold this kind up. So it is just a matter of like not ruling out full colors, but different shades or seasons of the color. So that's why people say like, oh, I'm a winter, I'm a summer, because you mix in different amounts of white and black to the colors to kind of change their hue and their shade overall. So this purple, I'm going to say you can get away with this one. And I'll put all of these over here to kind of keep what you can and can't get away with over here. Oh, I put the pink one over here. Didn't I say that the pink was a... I'm questioning the pink now. I put it in the wrong place. I do believe if I watch this back and then realize I didn't, then that's fine, but... oh well. Let's go to blue now. So I'll try to go along with the color wheel here in the rainbow order that they go. We have this blue. Now this one, it's teetering on being an indigo, really, in this lighting, from what I can see. Yeah, it's like wanting to be somewhat indigo, but it's mostly blue. It's mostly blue. So this one, I'm not seeing any like potent orange coming out in your face at all, which it would be canceling orange, nor do I see like when I pull this away, I don't see any crazy change with like orange tones coming out, nor do I see really anything blue purple being pulled out. Now, like I said, certain colors, depending on your skin tone and the prevalence of your veins showing in general, something like this would probably kind of do a little bit of pulling that out, but I do not see it causing any problems with your complexion. So something like this, which this is kind of a unique color we have going on here, you can get away with this, and you get to keep these swatches so that you can take them if you are doing like a wardrobe refresh. You can take these with you and then have them physically to be able to hold up to different things and match the color, so you get similar tones to what we discuss here. Now this is like a bright sky blue. So this is doing something for your eyes. I am noticing them more. I think it's wanting to pull out some greens, but if you said you do makeup, you may be able to like block that out. Otherwise, it's not extremely noticeable to the point where you could get away with wearing it. And like I said, a cardigan or something where this isn't the main coloring, as like accents on a shirt or something, totally fine. When it's the full-on like shirt being one color thing, that's where it's like you're really putting this color against all the colors in your own face and your own skin. So this one I'm putting over here. You can get away with that in some senses. I just wouldn't recommend it being the full color of the top you're wearing. And please don't take offense to any of this. Like I said, I'm not a professional. This is just my observations of things. And you can wear whatever you want. Like, honestly, wear whatever you want. But we're here together. We're doing this. And this is just suggestions, really. Not gospel. Now, look what happens to me when we hold up red. It cancels, but it doesn't. So I like to assume that I have both prevalent green tones, but also prevalent red tones. And I hope I'm using prevalent the right way. Now that I'm saying it a bunch, I'm questioning its definition. But this is where we're getting reflection on my face. I can see that I get a little bit redder with that. But holding it up, typically I can get away with red and green. So Christmas time, I was born in December. Christmas time, I can get away with these colors. Now, being born in that month has nothing to do with your complexion. I just find it ironic. I don't know. But it fits, I guess. So, red on you. Try not to get distracted by the reflection it's causing upon my face, but because I keep getting distracted by it. I think you're someone as well where this, because I said you were something was pulling out the undead coloring, like it can cause that on literally anyone, so it's not just you. Again, don't take offense, but that's kind of what I think of, like the color of a zombie or something, where it's like that gray, green, that's not there consistently, but when you put the wrong thing in front of your face, it's gonna come out somehow. So, I'm not seeing that when we hold up the red, and like I said, it's not there consistently, it's just with the certain colors, but with the red, there's something about how it's not making you look splotchy, nor is it pulling out anything unflattering. So, I'm thinking you can do reds and greens as well. We have to get to your green swatches here, because that's at the very bottom. They're not in order here. Oh, I said I was going to do it in rainbow order, and here we go to red. They're all in the rainbow, it's fine. This one, this is kind of more of a romantic red, where that one was a a comfortable red, I would say. This one's romantic, like ooh la la kind of red. This one, it's so fascinating to me to see how things happen, because of course the reflection's showing on me when I'm holding it up to you, but this one does something, and it's like, you know the blur effect you can do to kind of smooth out your skin? You don't have a ton of like what I have, the acne scarring and everything. You don't have that, but it's doing something to do like a blur effect to your complexion here. So we're getting like a nice smooth look to you. And remember, I'm not here to change anything about you at all. It's just fascinating how these things happen when you hold up the different colors. So, okay. This one, I would give this a gold star for you. You could do this anyway, like a full body outfit, top, cardigan over, a white top, a black top, maybe even, ooh, I don't want to go nuts and say green, because then you're going to be like full on winter Christmas look, but yeah, I see no negatives to this one. So let's put that down here. So both of those reds, which that other, the comfy red I said, that's kind of teetering on wanting to be a pink, just because cardstock is, it's a certain texture. They do stuff to it to make it like muted in a way, as you'll see when I hold up the yellows. Now yellows, I mention this all the time, yellows can make natural looking teeth more yellow, which is why some people avoid it. If you don't whiten your teeth, as I do not, when I put on certain colors, shades of yellow, more of like the golden ones, it will pull out the tone in my teeth. I'm not going to just whip my teeth out right now, so you can observe if you'd like, but I do not shame anyone if that happens while we're sitting here, because in any other lighting space where yellow is not being held in front of your face, your teeth are fine. Your teeth are totally fine. We're not going to judge based on what a piece of paper seems to be doing with our eyes, I guess, while we're looking. But I just whip my teeth out. Okay, anyway, this yellow. Now this, what kind of yellow is this? Like I said, it's somewhat muted, but it's probably one of the brighter ones that comes out of the pack. It's not sunflower yellow, that's for sure. It's like the yellow crayon. Yellow crayon, not the golden yellow, not the sunflower yellow. Just that yellow crayon. This one's getting a little bit more sunflowery, and it may be hard to no, you can kind of tell the difference here. If I hold them up like this. Oh, they're not even the same size. Crazy. If I hold them up like this, you can see that this one is lighter than this one, but this one still, I would not say, is sunflower yellow. So this is probably more what you see with babies, as how it's softer. It's probably a nice neutral baby color. So I'm thinking the lighter ones for you, just as I was kind of sweeping back and forth with these. Yeah, I don't have like the golden yellow here to try it, but I'm thinking you can do the really like pale yellows, or the really like golden darker ones that aren't this yellow, if that helps better with when I tilt it towards the light. For me, what I can see on this side, yeah, this one probably isn't the one. this lighter one, and I am thinking darker ones. Let's see if the color wheel can help us with that. It doesn't have every color on it either, but let's see, adding yellow. Make sure that's, yeah. So as you can see here, which I'm pretty sure is that not the same as that? No, it's not, I guess, but this is orange when you add yellow, and this is yellow orange. Very confusing. So I'm thinking this shade of orange, yellow orange, it makes that golden. Okay, and then here we have the red orange, which I know we're getting away from yellow. I wonder what yellow comes up as. Let me see. A yellow adding yellow is yellow. Yeah, we can't see a ton of the yellow here. This one's getting more towards tooth color. I would stay away from that one too. I would not do that one. But you know what that golden, oh, is this color? No. I mean, it's not awfully this color, but this is what I'm talking about, like that golden yellow. So I guess it kind of bridges orange as well. That one, yes. This pale one, yes. This bright, in between, like probably straight yellow, no. Let's not do that one. So lastly here, we do have orange and green. I think we should save green for the end. I think we're going to be very pleased with what happens with that. So, just a prediction. Let's try the oranges. And again, for your visual, to kind of see what they look like against each other. Brighter, more subdued, paled out. So we'll start with that one. Against me, I don't know, I don't normally wear orange. I feel like I look gold or something there. I don't know. Again, not great lighting for me to be trying to color match me, but so orange is an interesting one. It is really like, what would it be canceling here? I guess the blue-greens. The blue-green tones, so if you had any like veins that were prominent in your complexion along your face, like I know I have, it's either along the corner of my eye or my eyebrow, I don't know, it's along a corner or something. I got a vein that kind of goes along and then it pops out a little bit. You could like actually see it through my skin. But if you have anything like that, I think this would kind of cancel that out. So, orange, I'm thinking you can do an orange. Probably more of this subdued one than this bright one, but let's find out. So what I'm gathering here is that more of the subdued colors are matching with your complexion and your tones. Just like moving through the pile, you do have more of those than you have the like the astral bright ones, whatever, like the space, why is it called that? I don't know, but the astro bright. So I guess they're modeled after colors of planets or something, but I don't know. Again, I'm not an expert here. This is just fun to do sometimes. Yeah, okay, this one, maybe it's just the reflection because you can clearly see it on me as well. Maybe I need to get closer. This one just makes everyone look like a straight carrot, doesn't it? Like we are carrots now. Let's see if the wheel can actually assist us here, because this is, what would you add to make it that orange? Nothing. Crazy. Okay, well. Maybe you do need more of a red orange then too. So I'm looking here. All right. You see the difference? I'm thinking more of an autumnal orange, not this bright one. So again, subdued oranges, similar to this one. Or autumnal oranges. So that start to get a little dusty. I guess that is like a little dusty. It's just on the lighter side, where this tends to start to get like darker in tone. So I'm thinking that. Yeah. That's about right. So we're not doing this. We're not doing that at all. Get out of here. That's not a match here. These greens, not gonna lie, these ones, quite similar. Quite similar. There are slight differences. Again, they make this one like paler, try to at least, dustier. They're not that different. I was gonna say, I think I have a shirt in here that's about this color, but no, it's actually a little tinted blue. It's actually which is interesting. It's more of this color. So, no, I don't have a better example to show. Okay, this one is really accentuating like those green-gray like elements that I was mentioning earlier that just get pulled out. I know I get it like around my mouth and sometimes here, and then definitely around my eyes, because the skin around my eyes, it's obviously a different color than like when it gets to my cheeks where I get redder. But that's where I see a lot of that green coming out in me personally. I think it's too similar, or it's like getting really close to that. So this one should stop that because it's brighter. Okay. Yeah, I would say you could even go a little bit darker again if we had this color and we added, there's this little wheel down here. So I don't think it's this color. This is in between the yellow green and the green, but you can get away with green and blue green like that. These two. Do I have a... I like to hold them up still. I try to hold them up as best I can. What are we? Adding blue to greens. See, this would probably not, like the seafoam green, probably not be good for pulling out whatever it ends up pulling out. This green, which is still darker than that one. I said, no, not that. Oh, that got lighter. Interesting. Interesting there. Huh. So, yeah, they don't really have an example of it on here. Maybe if I add yellow to blue on this. Adding yellow to the blue pulls this color out. It makes that one. So we go over to like blue violet and you get this color. That is the one that I'd like to recommend as the shade to go for if you wear green, like the darker Christmassy greens, like literal pine tree green. Okay. Now let me hold up your swatches here. So we don't have the green swatch, but if you can just remember like pine green. Our obvious starters can go with anything, mix, match, do whatever. I didn't have a brown swatch. As far as I know, I don't have a brown swatch. Usually you can get away with a lighter or darker shade of brown as like a boot, a scarf, a handbag if you wear those. So browns can help here. Now, I did say this very bright purple. Some of these are more for summer, spring even. Others are for fall. Like I said, I don't have the the amount of construction paper it would take to go through like the whole rainbow. I don't even think they sell construction paper that's literally every shade of a rainbow. But that would be fun if they did, but they don't. So we're just going off of what was given to us. These do, and you can look up like different color palettes for the different seasons, kind of find where these fit, and then you kind of know what each season works with you. But normally it's like a group, so you may be able to find all of these in a certain like group. They're grouped in many different ways here, but this indigo blue. And then I said we don't have the green, so we'll go straight to the pale yellow. Remember the golden yellow as well. Do that. Now, again, don't get too pale with the yellow and don't get too bright with the yellow. That is going to do the thing, like it will make maybe even your nails look a little more yellow, your eyeballs. I've noticed sometimes my eyes look a little more sickly when I have certain yellows on. Crazy stuff, isn't it? This orange, the paler one, again, do pale or extremely like autumnal. Get dusty orange. Oh, I left the light blue down there, I'm so sorry. We'll get to that. The pale red that kind of borders a hot pink, like it's starting to get pink in person. You know it's supposed to be the red, but it's kind of like the border between pink and red. And then we have the really smoochy poo, the really hot red here. This works nicely for a good amount of people as well. So that's a beautiful color that you can put on. And then the bright blue, I forgot, probably because the pages are different sizes, but this one, I wish I could do something like this. This works for you nicely. Yeah, it's doing something with the eyes. It's beautiful. So this is your swatch collection. Oh, I put these down here too. This is your swatch collection. Please take it with you whenever you decide to go shopping. It's kind of obnoxious to take like a full piece of paper with you, so you may want to cut them into like small squares, keep it in your pocket, put it on like a key ring thing, and just when you're shopping, just hold it up occasionally and check it out. But Otherwise, keep them in mind. You don't have to physically have them with you, but this is your color analysis with construction paper, cardstock paper. So here's that for you. Thank you for coming to see me today. It was nice to see you, and we could do this again sometime. I have a couple other ideas for some unique color analysis, so come back and see me, okay?